In this video, we're diving into 33 tried and true gardening hacks straight from Grandpa's playbook. From natural pest control to maximizing yield with minimal space, these timeless tips are simple, cost-effective, and environment-friendly. Whether you're a beginner gardener or an experienced green thumb, you'll wish you knew these tricks years ago. Number 1. Natural pest control, scattering hair. Using hair as a natural pest control method in your garden is a unique and effective technique. The hair, whether human or pet, serves multiple purposes. First, it deters animals like deer, rabbits, and squirrels due to the human scent, making them believe that a predator is nearby. The strands of hair can physically trap smaller pests like snails or insects, making it difficult for them to reach your plants. Furthermore, hair decomposes slowly, releasing nitrogen over time and improving soil quality without any chemical fertilizers. You can gather hair from hairbrushes, pet grooming, or even salons, and then scatter it loosely around plants, especially those most vulnerable to pests. Make sure to renew the hair periodically, particularly after rain, to maintain its effectiveness. Number 2. Eggshell seed starters. Eggshell seed starters are an eco-friendly, nutrient-rich way to give your seedlings a strong start. The calcium carbonate in eggshells strengthens plant cell walls, promoting healthier and more robust growth. To prepare, rinse, and dry the eggshell halves, then carefully poke a small drainage hole at the bottom using a pin or toothpick. Fill each shell with potting soil, place seeds inside, and water gently. When the seedlings are ready for transplant, crush the eggshell slightly to let roots break through before planting directly in the soil. This not only reduces transplant shock, but also gradually enriches the soil with calcium as the shell decomposes. Number 3. Seed saving and drying. Seed saving and drying is essential for preserving genetic diversity and creating a sustainable garden. Choose seeds from the healthiest, most productive plants. To dry seeds effectively, spread them out on a paper towel or mesh screen in a single layer, placing them in a well-ventilated area away from direct sunlight. Stir occasionally to ensure even drying. Seeds need to be fully dry to avoid mold. Some may take weeks. For storage, use airtight containers like glass jars or sealed envelopes and label them with the plant type and date collected. Store in a cool, dark, and dry place for optimal preservation. Number 4. Coffee grounds for healthy soil. Coffee grounds enhance soil health by improving its structure and providing a slow-release source of nitrogen. When incorporated into the soil, they help with aeration and water retention, making it ideal for root growth. Due to their acidic properties, they are particularly beneficial for acid-loving plants like blueberries, azaleas, and roses. To avoid compaction, mix the grounds with other organic matter like dried leaves or grass clippings. As a bonus, coffee grounds can deter pests like slugs and snails. It's best to apply them in thin layers or add them to your compost, where they break down and balance carbon and nitrogen levels. Number 5. DIY compost. Kitchen scraps to garden gold. Transforming kitchen scraps into compost provides your garden with nutrient-rich soil while reducing household waste. Save fruit peels, vegetable trimmings, eggshells, coffee grounds, and tea bags for your compost. Balance is key. Aim for a 2:1 ratio of browns, dry leaves, cardboard paper, to greens, kitchen scraps, grass clippings, to promote healthy decomposition. Stir the compost regularly for aeration and keep it moist but not waterlogged. Avoid adding meat, dairy, or oily foods as they attract pests and slow the composting process. Proper composting enriches soil structure, improves drainage, and boosts beneficial microbial activity. Number 6. Soap under fingernails. Rubbing soap under your fingernails before gardening creates a protective barrier, preventing dirt from lodging underneath. Use a bar of soap to scrape your nails across its surface, filling the space under the nails with soap. This acts as a shield, making cleanup quicker and easier once you're done gardening. After your work, rinse hands with water, and the dirt trapped under the soap will wash away effortlessly, leaving nails cleaner and hands feeling refreshed. It's especially useful when handling rich, wet soil that's likely to cling. This quick hack also reduces the risk of bacteria or fungal infections from soil contaminants. Number 7. Crop rotation for nutrient balance. Crop rotation is essential for maintaining nutrient balance in your soil, preventing depletion of specific minerals that plants heavily consume. Each plant family has different nutrient needs. For example, leafy greens require a lot of nitrogen, while root crops like carrots demand potassium. By rotating crops in a strategic sequence, for example, legumes that fix nitrogen, followed by heavy feeders like tomatoes, you restore soil health naturally. This practice also reduces the buildup of pests and diseases specific to one crop family. Aim for at least a 3-year rotation cycle to allow soil recovery, improving plant yields, and creating a sustainable garden ecosystem. Number 8, terracotta pot markers. Terracotta pot markers are a practical and decorative way to label plants in your garden. Repurpose broken terracotta pots by writing plant names on the shards using waterproof paint or permanent markers. Terracotta is weather-resistant and durable, ensuring the labels stay legible even in harsh conditions. The natural material blends seamlessly with garden aesthetics, and each piece adds a rustic charm. To ensure the writing lasts longer, consider sealing it with a clear spray sealant. These markers not only help identify plants, but also make use of otherwise discarded materials, adding a personalized touch to your garden while staying eco-friendly. Number 9, fish scraps for fertilizer. Using fish scraps as fertilizer is an ancient technique rich in nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, all essential for plant growth. To maximize their benefits, bury fish scraps a foot deep near the roots of plants, as this prevents attracting unwanted pests while ensuring nutrients reach deep into the soil. The decomposing fish enhances microbial activity, improving soil health over time. It's especially effective for fruiting plants like tomatoes and peppers, promoting vigorous growth and better yields. Another method is to blend fish scraps with water to create a fish emulsion fertilizer that can be poured around the base of plants for an instant nutrient boost. Number 10, stale beer slug trap. A stale beer slug trap is a simple yet effective way to reduce slug populations in your garden. The yeast and sugars in beer attract slugs, who crawl in and drown. To set a trap, bury a shallow container like a plastic cup or jar lid so the rim is level with the soil. Fill it halfway with stale beer and place it near vulnerable plants. The beer's aroma lures slugs overnight. Replace the beer every few days for maximum effectiveness, and consider placing multiple traps throughout the garden to cover a wider area. This method is organic, safe for plants, and cost-effective. Number 11, DIY drip irrigation with clay pots. DIY drip irrigation with clay pots, also known as olla irrigation, is a water-efficient way to keep your plants hydrated. Bury an unglazed clay pot or olla partially in the soil near plant roots, leaving the top exposed. Fill the pot with water and cover the opening to prevent evaporation and debris entry. The porous clay slowly releases water directly to the plant's root zone as needed, minimizing water loss and preventing overwatering. This technique is particularly useful for drought-prone areas, ensuring steady moisture supply without frequent watering. Use various sizes of clay pots based on the needs and size of your garden area. Number 12, boost growth with manure tea. Manure tea is a powerful natural fertilizer that promotes rapid plant growth and boosts soil health. To make it, use aged manure, cow, horse, or chicken are common, to avoid introducing harmful pathogens. Place a shovelful in a cloth bag or burlap sack, submerge it in a bucket of water, and let it steep for 3-7 days, stirring occasionally. Once ready, dilute the concentrated tea at a ratio of 1:10 with water before applying to plants. Manure tea provides a balanced mix of nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, enhancing root development, increasing microbial activity, and promoting lush, healthy foliage. Number 13, companion planting for symbiosis. Companion planting for symbiosis involves strategically growing plants together to benefit each other's growth, deter pests, and improve overall garden health. For example, basil enhances the flavor and growth of tomatoes while repelling pests like aphids and whiteflies. Marigolds act as natural pest deterrents for many crops due to their strong scent and can repel nematodes in the soil. Corn, beans, and squash form the three sisters, where corn provides support for beans to climb, beans fix nitrogen for all three plants, and squash acts as a living mulch to retain moisture and prevent weeds. Planning your garden with these beneficial pairings maximizes yield and minimizes issues naturally. Number 14, grow potatoes in a barrel. Growing potatoes in a barrel is an efficient way to maximize space and boost yield. Start by placing 8 inches of soil or compost at the bottom of the barrel. Plant seed potatoes on top of the soil layer, spaced evenly, and cover with an additional layer of soil. As the plants grow, keep adding soil to cover the stems, leaving only the top few inches exposed to encourage tuber formation along the stem. Continue this process until the barrel is full. This vertical growing method allows for easy harvesting. Simply tip the barrel over and gather your potatoes with minimal effort. Number 15, sow tiny seeds with cornmeal. Mixing tiny seeds with cornmeal is a great way to achieve even spacing during sowing. Small seeds, like lettuce, carrots, or basil, can be difficult to spread evenly because they clump together. Combining them with a fine cornmeal at a ratio of about 1 allows for easier handling and uniform distribution when sprinkled in the soil. Cornmeal serves as an inert carrier, ensuring seeds don't get sown too densely and improving airflow between seedlings. It also makes it easier to see where seeds have been sown, reducing waste and thinning later on. Cornmeal is biodegradable, blending naturally into the soil without harming seed germination. Number 16, propagate plants from cuttings. Propagating plants from cuttings is a cost-effective way to expand your garden with identical clones of your favorite plants. To do this, choose healthy, disease-free parent plants. Cut a 6-inch stem just below a node where leaves grow. Remove the lower leaves to prevent rot and dip the cut end in rooting hormone to encourage root development. Plant the cutting in moist, well-draining potting mix or place it in water until roots form. Keep the cutting in indirect sunlight and maintain a humid environment by covering it with a plastic bag or cloche until roots establish, then transplant to its final location. Number 17, collect rainwater. Collecting rainwater is an eco-friendly way to irrigate your garden, providing plants with natural, chemical-free hydration. Set up rain barrels or containers under gutter, downspouts to capture runoff from roofs during storms. Make sure the barrels have screens to filter out debris and mosquito netting to prevent breeding. Stored rainwater can be used during dry periods, reducing your dependence on tap water and conserving resources. Directly use rainwater for plants that are sensitive to tap water chemicals, like chlorine. For optimal water pressure, place the barrels on an elevated platform, allowing easy access to fill watering cans or connect to a drip irrigation system. Number 18, wooden spoon garden labels. Wooden spoon garden labels are an eco-friendly and durable way to keep your garden organized. Simply write the plant's name on the spoon handle using a permanent marker or paint pen, ensuring it remains visible even after exposure to weather. Since wooden spoons are biodegradable, they blend naturally into the garden environment and can be composted when no longer needed. They are sturdy enough to be easily pushed into the soil without breaking and tall enough to stand out among growing plants. To extend their life, consider sealing the spoons with a waterproof varnish or natural oil, ensuring the labels last throughout the season. Number 19, build bamboo trellises. Bamboo trellises provide strong natural support for climbing plants like peas, beans, and cucumbers. To build one, cut bamboo poles to the desired length, then arrange them in a teepee or lattice structure, securing the intersections with twine, zip ties, or wire for stability. Bamboo is lightweight, flexible, and sustainable, making it perfect for easily moving or rearranging in your garden. The vertical space saves ground space while improving air circulation around plants, reducing disease risk. Trellises also make harvesting easier, as fruits and vegetables hang down from the vines, increasing accessibility and visibility for a bountiful, healthy garden. Number 20, Compost tea for nutrient-rich soil. Compost tea is a potent natural fertilizer that enhances soil fertility and promotes healthy plant growth. To make it, steep mature compost in water, place compost in a porous bag, like burlap, and submerge it in a bucket of water. Let it steep for 2-3 days, stirring occasionally to aerate the mixture. Once ready, dilute the tea in a 1:10 ratio with water and apply it directly to the soil or as a foliar spray. Compost tea is packed with beneficial microorganisms, nutrients, and humic acids that improve soil structure, boost plant immunity, and enhance nutrient uptake for more vigorous growth. Number 21. Vinegar to clean garden tools. Vinegar is an effective and natural way to clean and maintain garden tools, removing rust, dirt, and sap buildup. Submerge rusty or dirty tools in a bucket of white vinegar for several hours to dissolve the rust. After soaking, scrub them with a wire brush or steel wool to remove any remaining residue. Rinse thoroughly and dry to prevent further rusting. For sap or sticky substances, a quick wipe with a vinegar-soaked cloth works wonders. Regularly cleaning tools with vinegar helps maintain their sharpness and extends their life, ensuring they remain in top working condition for gardening tasks. Number 22. Repel pests with marigolds. Marigolds are a natural way to repel pests and protect your garden plants. Their strong scent deters a variety of insects like aphids, whiteflies, and nematodes, making them an effective companion plant for vegetables, flowers, and herbs. French marigolds are especially known for their pest-repelling properties and their ability to suppress nematodes in the soil. Plant marigolds around the borders of your garden or between rows to create a protective barrier. They also attract beneficial insects like ladybugs and hoverflies, which prey on harmful pests. For best results, Deadhead spent blooms to encourage continuous flowering throughout the season. Number 23. Grow what you love. When planning your garden, focus on growing what you and your family love to eat or enjoy for aesthetic purposes. This not only ensures a rewarding harvest, but also maximizes the space and effort put into gardening. Consider your climate, soil type, and growing season to choose varieties that will thrive and produce abundantly. If you enjoy salads, grow a mix of greens like lettuce, spinach, and arugula. For culinary enthusiasts, herbs like basil, rosemary, and thyme can be great additions. Growing what you love also means prioritizing plants with longer harvest periods or successive plantings to maintain a continuous supply throughout the season. Number 24. 5-10-5 fertilizer twice a year. A 5-10-5 fertilizer contains 5% nitrogen, 10% phosphorus, and 5% potassium, offering a balanced nutrient blend to support overall plant health. Applying this fertilizer twice a year, once in early spring before planting and again in the fall after harvesting, provides a consistent nutrient supply for root growth, flowering, and fruit production. Nitrogen promotes lush foliage, phosphorus aids in root and flower development, and potassium boosts plant resilience and disease resistance. Evenly sprinkle the fertilizer over the soil, then lightly work it in and water thoroughly to help nutrients reach the roots effectively. This boosts soil fertility and encourages stronger, healthier plants. Number 25. Sow densely. Transplant strong seedlings. Sowing seeds densely in a small area allows you to start many plants at once, increasing your chances of strong growth. This method enables you to select only the healthiest, most vigorous seedlings for transplanting, maximizing the productivity of your garden. When seedlings develop a few true leaves, thin them out, keeping the strongest and discarding weaker ones. Transplant these selected seedlings into their final growing space with nutrient-rich soil, ensuring they have enough room to develop properly. Water thoroughly before and after transplanting to minimize shock, and consider planting in the evening to help them adjust without the stress of direct sunlight. Number 26. Plant seeds point down. Planting seeds point down, specifically placing the tapered or pointed end of seeds downward, helps ensure better root growth and quicker sprouting. The root naturally emerges from the pointed end, and planting it this way aligns the seed's natural orientation, reducing energy expenditure as roots and shoots establish themselves. This results in stronger seedlings and promotes efficient downward root growth, leading to sturdier plants. Gently press the seed into the soil to ensure good contact. Cover lightly with soil and water. This method works particularly well with seeds that have a clear pointed end, like squash, beans, and corn. Number 27, spray around plants, not on them. When using natural pesticides or homemade sprays, focus on spraying around the base of the plants rather than directly on the leaves. Spraying the soil targets pests that live or lay eggs there, while avoiding potential damage to delicate foliage. Many sprays, especially those containing oils or acidic ingredients, can burn leaves under direct sunlight or disrupt photosynthesis. Spraying the base also ensures that any pest-repelling substances seep into the soil, creating a barrier around the plant's root zone where pests may try to access. Consistent application around the base helps to maintain a healthy defense without harming plant growth. Number 28, vinegar or bleach for weed control. Vinegar and bleach are potent natural weed killers that disrupt plant growth and kill unwanted vegetation quickly. Vinegar's acetic acid draws moisture out of leaves, effectively drying them out, while bleach alters the soil's pH and structure, making it difficult for weeds to survive. Apply either directly on weeds on a hot, sunny day for the best results. Use a spray bottle to target specific weeds and avoid hitting desired plants, as both vinegar and bleach can harm any plant they contact. Reapply as needed, but be cautious with bleach, as it can alter soil health long term. Number 29, banana peels for tomato plants. Banana peels are a nutrient-rich natural fertilizer for tomato plants, providing an organic source of potassium, phosphorus, and calcium. These nutrients support plant growth, strengthen stems, improve root development, and enhance fruit production. To use them, chop banana peels into small pieces and bury them a few inches deep around the base of the plant. As the peels decompose, they release nutrients directly into the soil, promoting healthy, vigorous tomato plants. Alternatively, banana peels can be soaked in water to create a banana tea, which can be used to water your plants. This boosts flowering and fruiting without synthetic fertilizers. Number 30, enrich soil with crushed eggshells. Crushed eggshells are an excellent soil amendment, providing a natural source of calcium that supports plant cell wall development and prevents blossom end rot in crops like tomatoes and peppers. Rinse and dry the shells thoroughly before crushing them into small pieces or grinding them into powder for quicker decomposition. Work them into the top layer of the soil around the base of plants or add directly to compost for a slow-release nutrient boost. Additionally, the sharp edges of crushed eggshells can deter soft-bodied pests like slugs and snails. Over time, eggshells improve soil structure and drainage while increasing its pH for better plant growth. Number 31, deadhead flowers for continuous blooms. Deadheading flowers, removing spent blooms, encourages plants to redirect their energy into producing more blooms instead of seed development, ensuring continuous flowering. Use sharp scissors or pruners to snip off the faded flower just above the first set of healthy leaves or buds. Regular deadheading improves the plant's overall appearance, promotes branching, and encourages denser growth. It is especially effective for annuals like petunias, zinnias, and marigolds, but also beneficial for perennials like roses and coneflowers. Consistent deadheading throughout the growing season extends the bloom period and prevents the plant from becoming leggy or overgrown, keeping your garden vibrant. Number 32, repel rabbits with diluted urine. Diluted urine is an effective natural rabbit repellent due to its strong scent, which mimics predator odors and discourages rabbits from entering your garden. Mix 1 part urine with 10 parts water and spray around the perimeter of your garden, avoiding direct contact with plants to prevent damage. The scent creates a psychological barrier for rabbits, deterring them from foraging in the area. Reapply every few days, particularly after rainfall, to maintain the scent's potency. This method is cost-effective and can be combined with other deterrents for added protection, helping to safeguard your vegetables, herbs, and flowers. Number 33, straw for fruit protection. Using straw around fruit-bearing plants provides multiple benefits. offering a protective layer that prevents fruits like strawberries, melons, and squash from direct contact with soil. This reduces rot, mold, and insect damage by creating a barrier between the fruit and damp ground. Straw also helps regulate soil temperature and retains moisture, preventing the roots from drying out while keeping the soil cooler in summer. It suppresses weed growth effectively, allowing more nutrients to go to your plants. When applying straw, ensure it's spread evenly in a thick layer around the base, avoiding contact with stems to prevent moisture buildup on the plant itself.